Surrounded by majestic mountains, a recreational jewel exists in central Utah, in close proximity to a large and burgeoning population center. As this population continues to grow, demands for recreational opportunities will increase as well. For a century and more, local sportsmen have fished, hunted, and enjoyed the recreational opportunities that Utah Lake provides. Many changes have occurred throughout the years, but there has also been one constant. The fishing remains fantastic and is only getting better with the many projects designed to maintain and improve the fishery and the lake. Technology has changed as well. Today, one finds ski and wakeboard boats, personal watercraft, as well as kiteboards, paddleboards, kayaks, and other watercraft on the water as families from the surrounding communities expand their outdoor lifestyles. At 24 miles in length and nearly 13 miles wide, the lake is one of the largest freshwater lakes in the western U.S. Two major tributaries, the Provo River and the Spanish Fork River, both born in the surrounding high mountains, provides the lake with much of its water. During the 1950s, with the general prosperity, many families bought a motorboat and learned to water ski on the lake. A tractor tire tube was a precursor to today's highly decorated inflatables that are pulled behind especially designed ski and wakeboard boats. By the 1970s, the tasty walleye now found in the lake caught the fancy of local anglers, and each year a legion of fishermen could be found waiting in the lake, casting lures for the walleye during the spring spawning season that brought the fish into the shallows. What great fun it was, and the beginning of a ritual still followed by anglers after more than 40 years.
One of the greatest parts of Utah Lake is the fact that there are so many different fish species that anglers can target. Walleye is probably one of the most popular, every spring especially. They're so popular because they're so tasty. But we also have very large channel catfish, there's bullhead catfish, we've got perch, we've got white bass, and there's no limit on the white bass, and they're very good to eat as well. I mean, the different numbers of fish, the species, it makes it a great place to go fishing, and we would like the people to actually discover Utah Lake and spend more time fishing there.
Since our introduction, carp have represented a large portion of the lake's biomass, and although they have been detrimental to the fishery and the lake in general, no one can dispute that either caught accidentally by snagging or caught intentionally, they are great fighters that tax the limit of the angler's tackle. The story of the lake's history with the carp that were introduced into the lake in the 1800s is changing today, thanks to a strange bedfellow, the rare and endangered June sucker.
There are several non-native species in Utah Lake which have greatly affected June sucker, mainly common carp. And they affect June sucker by feeding on the vegetation that juveniles need to survive in the lake. They've really done a number on vegetation in Utah Lake, and it's made it really difficult for these fish to reproduce in the lake naturally. So what we've done in 2009, we started a carp removal program, and since 2009 we've removed about 25 million pounds of carp, and that has resulted in a biomass reduction of carp in Utah Lake of about 80%. And what that's done is it's brought back some of the vegetation beds in Utah Lake, which are critical. They're absolutely critical to our survival of juvenile gene sucker. And that's ultimately what we think will bring the gene sucker back. What will help it recover to where it's no longer in danger of extinction.
The common carp is not the only invasive species that has been detrimental to the lake and the surrounding ecosystem. The shoreline has become infested by the highly invasive Phragmite plant. Hundreds of acres of wildlife habitat and water resources have been negatively impacted by this fast-growing plant. Utah County has been aggressive with their efforts to eliminate the Phragmite by spraying and then crushing the plant. Their efforts have been largely successful, but will require constant vigilance to keep these undesirable plants at bay. Through the years, many changes have been directed at improving the lake and the recreational opportunities. Marinas have been constructed around the lake to the benefit of boaters and anglers. Those efforts and more continue with harbor dredging and the continuing construction of family-oriented park facilities. Today, there are 5 marinas on the Big Lake, and without exception, good fishing can be found in close proximity to any of these facilities. In addition to the walleye fishing, several other game species make fishing in Utah Lake an adventure for the angler. White bass schools are prolific and the population is healthy. Largemouth bass grow to trophy proportions in the diverse habitat. Arguably, the second most sought after species are the catfish. This hard fighting fish is found throughout the lake and are caught with any number of baits. Panfish such as perch, crappie, and bluegill are caught as well. Northern pike also inhabit the lake, but not in any numbers. Anglers enjoy catching them, even if it is incidental to fishing for walleye or white bass. With its abundance of sport fish year-round, as well as other boating opportunities across the lake, it becomes apparent why more and more of Utah's families are taking advantage of the lake's camping, boating, fishing, and many other activities at the marinas and along the shoreline. For 50 years and more, I have called Utah Lake my lake. But now is the time for you to come and join me for a day on the bay and let this magical place become your lake.